Okay, guys. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever in the world that you are. It's good to be here again. So I decided to deviate from my usual costume today. So I'm not representing any club today, but it's good that my club won over the weekend. After a run of bad results. So that was a welcome development. Okay, so just to go straight to the agenda today. So we started talking about investing and how it's important to plan ahead, for a lot of things. And, we talked about the need to have a very clear picture so that you can then begin to build little by little on that uh, template that you have. Now, most of the time, people struggle to come up with a compelling vision for themselves. So they just say generic things like, I want to be successful, I want to make money, I want to make a lot of money, stuff like that. Now, the problem with things like that is that without the specific element, you're going to struggle to determine when you have made any point of any type of progress. Yes, so I remember when I started on my journey, my first initial target was 5 million. I just wanted to make 5 million naira, and be able to tell myself that I have tried. And fortunately for me, when I started trading crypto, within 6 months, I had been able to achieve that. And at that point, I thought to myself that, oh, okay, so it happens this fast. Okay, so I increased it to 20 million. And within a few months after that, I think about 5 months, had gotten to 20 million. And I started thinking, okay, it's like this thing is very easy. And that's where the learning began because a series of events happened, and everything I did, there was nothing I did not do. I just was stuck at that point. I did everything. Even people I was teaching and coaching were blazing past me, and I was just stuck there. And there was nothing I didn't do, you know. But I kept, doing my best to learn, to ask questions, to, find out if there were people like me in the world who, got to a target and stopped there. And I didn't realize that I was stuck in that point for a long time, partly because I did not expand my vision. I got to 20 million and I relaxed, like, okay, this is not bad. Let me just be coasting with this. And, I was stuck there, everything I did. And interestingly, I was making money, but it was not reflecting anywhere. And after a while I discovered that, okay, maybe it's because I didn't increase my target. So I decided I was going to go for 100 million. And after being stuck in the same place for a long time, I suddenly caught a wind, and within a few weeks I was um, you know I was doing above 100 million. And then I began to wonder, is it actually this easy? Now, it's not always that easy. I think I just happened to enter into a system that was giving a lot at that time, and thankfully I was able to also look into the future and ask myself, what are the specifics of things I wanted to have, I wanted to experience, what kind of cars did I want to drive, what kind of house do I want to have, what kind of education do I want to give my children, and that began to make me build in a certain way. Yes, and that's why, like I've been saying, that it's important to know very specifically, where you want to go with your building, right? So you don't just go buying cement and blocks and, without having an idea what you're trying to build. Yes, and so, in the last video I was talking about, um, being specific about, first and foremost, investing in yourself, right? So taking courses, I can't count how many courses I have paid for, in thousands of dollars, that I've paid for to learn one thing or the other. And I still do that till today because I realize, in fact, I'm always buying books like a madman, and it's because I realize how important it is to invest in myself. I cannot show light to anybody if I have not seen light myself. Yes, so you can't help people see the road if you have not seen it yourself. Yes, so most of what I teach and I talk about are things that I have handled, the things that I have experienced myself personally. So it's not just theory, it's not book theory, it's actual experiences. Yes, and that's why, and because I realize that many people don't know some of these things, and so they've made a lot of mistakes, similar to some that I made, and some may not necessarily recover from some of those mistakes. And that's why it's important to put it out there for people to, check, sit down with themselves and look at what they've been missing, what they need to change, what they need to adjust. And then I'm sure that with the information you're picking, you'll be able to set yourself up on a path that leads to wealth. Yes, so the journey to wealth is not a dash, it's a marathon. So if you're going to run, get tired, take some rest, and then keep going. But the fact is, you must have the right roadmap. If not, you're just going to be building a miss. Yes, and that can be very frustrating. Imagine working for 40 years and you have nothing really to show for it. That can be very frustrating. And like I always say, wealth is not about money, it's about every other thing that leaves a legacy behind so that when you're going, your children after you can continue that legacy. Yes, so for example, some many of the things that we're enjoying today, this wristwatch, was somebody's idea. This phone that is taking this recording was somebody's idea. So all these things became reality because somebody thought about it that, oh, this thing should be able to make life easier for some people or other people. This thing should be able to make communication with others easier. Imagine that it was those days where we needed TV airtime to be able to reach. I've seen some of the videos have at least 100 views. Now, before, imagine if I needed to go to the TV station to get airtime to reach 100 people. But today I can just put it there on YouTube and then, people can see it at their own leisure time, and that tells you how the advancement of the human race has been a deliberate step by people who have decided that they're going to chase the different ways to make life better for the human race. And I think this should be the goal for everybody, not just about making money. Because if you make money and you're a nuisance, I don't know what value that creates. But whatever it is that you have, money or no money, you have to be able to leave something tangible and useful for the world. Yes, so for example, for salary earners, I'm going to try to break down some of the systems you can put in place to help you to both save and invest at the same time so that gradually you can build yourself a war chest that you can use to advance your course, whatever that course is, right? So that's why it's so important for you to give yourself the chance to first and foremost understand the full extent of the work that is required because it's a lot of work and it's not going to be easy. But I believe that if you have set your mind to leaving something tangible behind or being as much of a blessing to your generation as possible, then I don't think you will find any of all these things I'm saying strange or difficult. So I'll catch you in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend.